about to head to Kiev to interview some guys building drones, hopefully. Building drones in Kiev is a very dangerous affair because the Russians have spies that will find you and assassinate you if they know who you are and what you're doing and where you are. So I have to interview these guys and make sure that no information is betrayed that can get them killed. War is hell.
I'm waiting for your call.
Yep. See you, Anton. It's July 16th. There's a chance I might get to drive to the front line with the car that we're going to help contribute to the effort with. My brother and I are going to buy a car, have it converted to an ambulance. This is like a decentralized way that we are helping in this cause. We're outside the Bitcoin exchange, and I'm going to get the cash that we need to buy the car right now. You know, essentially you can wire Bitcoin from a wallet to the exchange and just show up and they'll give you cash. And I don't even think you need to show them an ID, which is a very unique situation. We don't have that in the US. We have very strong, know your customer laws. So let's check it out. So the question I'm going to ask him is how much Bitcoin can I exchange into cash at once? Like, what's the max amount? So his answer was no limits. So that's interesting. There's no limits. Now I'm going to ask him if I need to show any identification like my passport when I do this process. Okay. Just to confirm, I can come into this exchange and I can transfer Bitcoin into it and I can take cash out and I don't have to show him any ID at all. Theoretically, I could move $1 million out of crypto into cash and I could do it without KYC, which stands for Know Your Customer. This is very unique. We don't have this in the United States, but it's in the Ukraine, which is incredible. He's so pissed. Hey, buddy. How are you?
It's impossible to park here.
Yeah.
So tough traffic.
Is that not the exchange we're going to use?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're not very friendly about filming them. I said that you can't drive the car to the front line because you can go through the checkpoints there. But the guy we will meet today, who will help us to buy a car, he will talk to chaplains about taking you with them. We will find out what the safest point they can get you to.
All right, we just made the exchange. I've been told this is kind of a legal gray area. So we've just picked up our cash. That dude rolled up on a bicycle. It was so awesome. Like, no ID, no bank, no government saying you can take your money out or you can't take your money out. Just people moving human energy, people transferring human energy in an ungoverned way. I don't know about you, but I think people have the right to transfer their energy, their time, their efforts in an unregulated, ungoverned way. I don't think that there should be a centralized authority that approves every financial decision you ever make, or a centralized authority that can deplatform you and make you incapable of making like big financial moves like this. Now we're gonna go buy a car. The guy we've come to pick up, who's essentially a representative of the military who's going to help us buy this car, because the the people that we're buying the car from, they will only sell to the military. So we have to have either a letter from the military or we have to have a representative from the military to negotiate the transaction on our behalf. He's in this apartment somewhere, this apartment complex, and his phone is off and he's not answering his door. Anton is trying to get a hold of him.
Had no success.
Блядь, слушай, ты посмотри, блядь. Я пиздец, у меня давление хуярит на самого утра. Вся херня, блядь. Ты знаешь, они ж как выключили 9 утра свет, ничего нельзя, ни кондер, ни... Да.
From here you can see our car.
Особо снимали.
He's not for filming.
Машина здесь. И выедем уже на машине. Можем так сделать.
You can feel how we go there and then we get the car and go out with the car. Okay?
Hi.
Hi, hello, we are volunteers.
You are what?
Yes, I'm volunteer and my friends volunteers too. We repair cars for our soldiers, such you can see a lot of cars, and these cars we will take to the war to our soldiers. All instruments we buy by myself. Nobody don't give us any money. All money, all with myself, by myself, my team.
Okay, Alexei and I have just bought a car for the Ukrainian military, and now he's going to take it to his house out of Kiev, like 100 miles out of Kiev, and he's going to repaint it and do some modifications to it. They're going to service it, and then we are going to bus it out to the 42nd Battalion.
I think that's the place where people can touch, literally touch to the wall to see visit. So people also come here to give an honor to all people, to all Ukrainians, to heroes who died for Ukrainian freedom.
Look at this. This is just like a regular civilian car.
Yeah, you can see what will happen with the car that we are going to pass to the assault military unit, because all the civil cars, they use them for evacuation purposes, but they won't, let's say, live long. Usually a car is doing its work for a few weeks as maximum.
So wait, you're telling me the car that we've just that we're sending over there is going to last a few weeks. It's going to move soldiers around, and then it's going to get blown up.
It will be blown up, but it will save a few, or I think many of lives. Even if this car could save one life, it worth our efforts. This is likely photos of heroes who died inside this car. You can see signs of blood.
So I've just taken an hour Uber ride outside of Kiev to meet up with two brothers who build drones to further the efforts of fighting the war. We'll see if these guys show, and if they do show, how much they'll allow me to film of their operation. We're in a drone shop here in Kiev, and the designers are about to show me their secret sauce. What makes their drones special? These are not just any drones going into the Ukrainian front lines. These drones, this is more of an R&D shop where they develop, can I say that? Is that okay?
I guess, okay.
Wow, that's
Yeah, so I just would like to ask you, what do you feel when you hold this thing in your hand? What's your impression of it?
It feels a little heavy.
Oh,
It is very surprising. Obviously, the propellers aren't on it right now, but it's very surprising that something like this not only flies, but it can carry one more battery, and it can carry this bomb, which ultimately is going to be very heavy because it's going to be full of ball bearings and explosives. This mechanism is interesting. Apparently, everybody uses this same 3D printed mechanism for dropping the explosive. It's kind of universal. The trick with these drones is building a control system that is jam-proof. Because right now, the Russians have figured out how to jam all the different frequencies that these drone builders are using. So if you're building drones in the Ukraine and you're a larger, more reputable company, you have to apply to the Ukrainian government to use a certain radio frequency. That application process takes sometimes months. And by the time you develop your drone and get it in the field, the Russians have already figured out how to jam that frequency. The problem is you can't iterate fast enough because of the kind of the feedback loop between the Ukrainian government and the permitting process. But if you're a really small company and you don't care about, what the government says you can and can't do, then you just do what you want. But once you actually start making money doing something like this over here, that's when you draw the ire of the government and people start knocking on your door. All right, so imagine I'm on the front line, and one of these drones with a sawed-off RPG warhead starts coming at me. What's the best way to get away from it? Is there a way to get away from it? Is there a technique they use?
No.
You're just...
if you hear the sound, 95% that you are dead. If you are on the open...
What?
Yeah. If you are on the open space, and you cannot go under the ground, almost impossible to be alive.
Okay, so let me just sum up what he just said. If you're in an open field and you hear the sound of one of these drones, and just so we're clear, this is an FPV racing drone, and it would have the front end of an RPG warhead strapped to the bottom of it. By the time you hear one of these coming towards you, there's a 95% probability that you're dead. There are very few ways to escape this. I'm guessing if you're near trees, you can duck around the trees. So this is an agro drone. It's a crop spraying drone. It's designed to carry pesticides and be flown over crops so that you don't have to hire an expensive crop duster to dust your field. The reason that this drone is special is because it's a very heavy lift drone. And these aren't, I don't believe, commonly used on the front line yet, but with further development, this drone can carry 20 kilograms, and the hope is that someday it will be upgradable to the point where it can carry a soldier back from the front line. Imagine this drone flying in and picking up a wounded soldier and flying him out of an active fire situation. This thing is huge. Let me show you how it unfolds here. Unfold these arms here and you screw this retaining nut in. In the future, either two things are going to happen. People are going to develop better control systems that are able to get around the jamming techniques that the Russians use, or they're going to develop autonomous versions of these drones that can seek and destroy on their own without human feedback and intervention. That's a scary future.
Бо добре деревцятко зростає при брехливих попок. Зернинка, щоби прорости, мусить впасти в землю. Спаси, благий, душі наші. І на оновленій землі врага не буде!
So the car has been painted. It is a bright, and I mean unusually bright green for camo color. All the windows have been painted except for the front three, the front window and the passenger front window and the driver's side. And there's a little square in the back. I don't know if you can see it there, where there's a little square that's been left open. I think this is because you want to prevent as much light reflecting off the thing. It's also a very flat green. This soldier knows how to drive. He drives very aggressively. I like it. There's a number of things that have to happen to a vehicle before it can go to the Ukrainian front line. One of them is it has to be checked out by a mechanic so that any issues that it might have, say the wheel bearing is bad or the steering has a lot of slop in it, they want to sort out all those issues before it goes out in the field. My understanding is that this car will be used to ferry wounded back and forth from the medical tents to the front lines.
It's a special.
Special? Why?
Special force.
Oh, really?
Нашими прямого видно через правий руля.
Да, правильно.
Universal language of mechanics.
Ленька, аккуратно, потому что она как-то стоит, что такого хуёво. Не, ну тут понятно. Хорошо, я загрузил. Пошли дальше.
So this is what's wrong with the car. So it looks like the car needs some brake work and some steering linkages, and then it should be good to go. So that shouldn't take too long.
Это стойки стабилизатора.
I'm asking him who pays for the parts using Google Translator, which, as I've said many times before, is an amazing application. If you're traveling abroad, get Google Translate, or you're stupid. So here in Ukraine, they'll take total cars that we would throw away in the US and they'll hook up winches and chain falls and hydraulic jacks and they'll straighten the car out and they'll put new body panels on it and they will drive it around like it's as good as new. These people will make it work. I think that's pretty common in other countries. Okay, so he says that they'll pay sometimes, and then people like us and Anton will also help pay for the cost of the repairs. These guys are volunteers, like they're volunteering their time, but somebody else pays for the parts. There's a question I've been wanting to ask Alexei for some time about this car, and that question is, how many people, if any, will be inside this car when it gets blown up? They've told me it'll last about a week. They'll be over the moon if it lasts a month before it gets destroyed. So I'm going to ask him right now.
I need never. I need.
Yeah, no. He says never. He needs never. I think that means he hopes that that will never happen. I'm on so much drugs right now. So I was having some trouble exercising and having some massive chest pain. And it turns out I have like a 95% blockage. I'm at a Ukrainian hospital right now getting emergency surgery. Fuck me. This is a wild trip. Just checked out of the hospital. I had a stent put in. They broke the wire inside my heart. Well, I ended up in the hospital for an extra 2 days while they ordered a special piece of equipment. And their surgical team spent a good amount of time trying to fish this wire out. I was conscious for it all. And it was a really cool experience to be able to watch on the screen their tools work and to finally see the wire get grabbed by a little loop and pulled out. It was just this like collective sigh. I was cheering and it's just a very emotional moment. I'm good now, good to run, good to carry shit. I think I'm gonna go home though. This trip has worn me out.